of the 45 goals that the University of Fort Hare scored last season. Playing in the all-blue strip on your screens will be the University of Fort Hare, and of course First Touch ladies in their non-traditional white strip. So this is going to promise to be a really exciting competition. Of course, the Hollywoodbets Super League, a production brought to you by PlayStream Network, Player Analytics brought to you by AI Sport Africa. And of course, in this year's edition, SAFA taking steps to fully professionalize the league and assist Banyana coaches and ladies prepare for upcoming tournaments. Talking about preparation for tournaments, these two sides have been in preparation possibly for the last couple of months. And we apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We join the match a little bit late. So of course you haven't missed any action. We're 6.5 minutes into the game. And of course we're 6.5 minutes into the game here between the University of Fort Hare and the First Touch ladies. University of Fort Hare donning the all-blue strip on the ball currently at the moment, and the First Touch ladies are playing from right to left, or left to right rather, on your screen in the all-white, in possession now as they charge down the right-hand side. This competition between these two sides, of course, day 3 of this festival of football right here at the University of Johannesburg. And of course, the Hollywoodbets Super League production brought to you by PlayStream Network, Play Analytics powered by AI Sport Africa, and of course SAFA has taken steps to fully professionalize the league and assist our Bafana coaches and ladies prepare for upcoming tournaments. Plenty of preparation has gone into this one as we get here into round 1 of this 14-round competition that will be followed by playoffs in late November. But for now, both sides will be looking to get off the mark in this competition. We've already had 5 games played, of course, 1 on Friday and 4 yesterday. It was really festive here at the University of Johannesburg as we see University of Fort Hare now charging down that right-hand side. Just not managing to get that one into the danger area, tripping up over the ball. And the University of Fort Hare will be looking to get ahead nice and early. That's a lovely ball threaded through, but unfortunately just not able to find the touch up front. And a nice strong start here from the ladies from the Eastern Cape. Of course, the University of Fort Hare all the way in Alice, representing the Eastern Cape, and First Touch ladies all the way from Polokwane, representing Limpopo. So 2 different ends of South Africa here, going toe-to-toe, a little bit of a north-south. And of course the new competition, or the new format of the competition rather, working to assist teams with the cost and logistics of traveling and make sure that our ladies are able to perform at the highest level week in, week out, without having to worry about being on long bus rides, long plane rides, as well as the nightmare of logistics. SAFA taking every step possible to make sure that the ladies' game has got the opportunity to grow, and indeed it has. We've seen plenty of growth, of course, from these two sides. First Touch will be looking to improve on their position last year. That one just running away, not able to get onto the end of that. Madonsela on the left-hand flank here. The left back finds herself in a really advanced position. As we do in the modern game, the wing backs tend to find themselves running the length of the field. As First Touch, they'll want to clear their lines here. Long throw, falls into a sea of blue shirts. Good touch now, opportunity to go forward for Shabangu. Putting together a couple of passes now for the University of Fort Hare, but as I say so, dispossessed, and This gives the first touch ladies an opportunity to send an attack of their own, trying to bring the keeper into action, and that's exactly what they do. Question marks of whether that's still in the box, but indeed it is. Possibly just getting confused of the two lines. It's a good take there from Polori, the goalkeeper for today, number 16 for the first touch ladies. Of course, Polori, 4 clean sheets in last season's affair in her 26 matches. She'll be looking to add to that tally here early on in the season as she's called back into action. Slow start to the game, 11 minutes in. Neither of these two sides managing to find the back of the net. So often you want to get yourself a nice early goal, shake those cobwebs off and relieve some of that pressure early on. You see, fight for the ball in the middle of the park. You can see down bottom Coach Kagana just trying to get his troops going. Lovely touch, unfortunately puts it into danger. Trying to clear their lines and has the pop. Can't quite get that one down. It looked like the shot might have been looking for the cross, but nonetheless it was put into a dangerous area. Put into a really dangerous area. Is now Moletsane. Moletsane, 13 clean sheets in last year's competition. 24 games played, second most clean sheets in the competition. Really good effort there from the goalkeeper. She'll be looking to make sure that she gets a clean sheet out of this one. Of course, the clean sheet tally last season led by TS Galaxy's goalkeeper Dineo Magagula, maintaining an unbelievable 19 clean sheets in her 29 matches. It's always so good to find yourself in a position where your goalkeeper and centre-backs pride themselves in making sure that they don't concede. And indeed, the top 4 clubs of last season had goalkeepers within the top 4 clean sheets. Andile Dlamini from Sundowns, Moletsane, of course, from the University of Fort Hare, and Magagula topping it from TS Galaxy. You can hear the calls for one-on-ones down here as first touch need to try clear their lines. They're struggling to get out of that corner at the moment. The University of Fort Hare just applying the pressure. Trying to make sure that they keep the ball in that corner, man to man here at the moment. A foul committed deep in the pocket there, which will allow them to clear their lines. Tries to get a decent boot onto that one, doesn't quite connect, and allows the University of Fort Hare to retain some possession. But have a look at that turn. Beautiful work in the middle of the park. Managing to skip past a couple of defenders. And now just building up the attack of the University of Fort Hare. Knocking it about, looking for space. Beautiful turn in midfield. And just opens up a little bit of space. There's opportunity for Madonsela down the left. She receives it and gives it right back. In a good area as a shot. And just over the top, it's warning signs here from the University of Fort Hare. They get into a good position, try their luck, and they want to put Polori under a little bit of pressure early on in this game. But unfortunately, that one just not managing to dip in underneath the posts. Just being put under pressure here. Hendricks chasing the defense. Really energetic press. Have a look at Hendricks going down that far side. Trying to put First Touch ladies under as much pressure as possible. Moletsane clears her lines. Lovely head down there. Trying to put that into a good attacking position, but they've turned the ball over. Dinks it up over the defense, and is there an opportunity here? Manages to win the foot race. And once again, not quite able to get that one down, but warning signs are going off here for First Touch ladies. Keisha Hendricks, of course, last season, 10 goals in her 28 games rather. Michelle Sampson, 12 goals in her 24 games. So the attacking threat that is the University of Fort Hare is definitely there. On the bench, Makaza, who also managed to get herself 5 goals. She starts on the bench, the number 6. So 28 of the 45 goals scored between 3 players who are playing in this match today. So the attacking threat is definitely theirs. This is not good here for Polori. Not too sure if she's cramping. We'll see what the physio does here. Looks like the ice pack is out. Just having a look at the First Touch ladies bench. Gift Khosamang, of course, will be warming up on the sideline, the substitute goalkeeper. As you can see, it just gives the coaches, Coach Kekana for First Touch ladies and Mafana for the University of Fort Hare, just gives them an opportunity to debrief their ladies as we enter the first 18 minutes of this game. Of course, Hollywoodbets supporting the ladies' game. So beautiful to see right here in the Hollywoodbets Super League. Have a look at that background. The Soweto Towers in full view. What a beautiful morning it is for a game of football. And both of these two sides they would have watched plenty of the games. This is the Super Eyes division of the Hollywoodbets Super League. Of course, this year, new format. 2 divisions of 8, equal divisions from last year. On one side, you've got the Super Eyes division. On the other side, you've got the Super Era division. All of these sides will play each other on 2 occasions. Central venues over 14 different weeks, followed by a playoff to crown the queens of the Hollywoodbets Super League. For now, it's the first game of the competition for these 2 sides, as First Touch ladies just being put under a little bit of pressure now. Opportunity to open the scoring. And unfortunately, the door will stay closed here for the First Touch ladies. A golden opportunity inside the 18 area. And a couple of hearts and mouths here for the University of Fort Hare. Moletsane would have been called to action. She doesn't have to do too much as that one sails over the top of the goals. And you can see now just playing with a little bit of a spring in their step. Does well to keep that in the field of play, and now it's a foot race to the ball. Polori being called into action and does well to sweep that one up. Well, a player down on this near side. The referee will have a look at this. I saw her go down on the exit. And this is not what you want to see. You don't want to see injuries so early on in the season. Of course, still plenty of football to be played. Hopefully a speedy recovery here. Of course, the pitch looking in fantastic condition. It's been dry all weekend. Just hobbling off at the moment. Might just need to shake it off. Might be Maronsella on this near side. No, there's Maronsella, I think. Well, thumbs up from the physio. Sometimes you just get a scare there when you go over the top of your ankle. Driven upfield, and opportunity now to apply some pressure down that right-hand channel for the University of Fort Hare. Deciding to go backwards and start the attack again as Maronsella acts as a sweeper. Mokoena. Maronsella. So good to have a goalkeeper that you can entrust on the feet. That one nearly spreads through. It would have been interesting to see what the referee on the far side had to say. And another lovely ball in behind. And that seems to be a real trait of theirs, the University of Fort Hare. The midfielders in Makete, Shabangu, as well as Koza, just looking to thread the ball in behind there, looking for Samson, Hendricks and Kulu. You can see Samson just on this left-hand side. Michelle Samson, plenty of goals in her. She'll be looking to get it plenty more as Kulu tries to apply the pressure. And now this is an opportunity for the University of Fort Hare to send it back. First touch. It's good from the first touch, ladies. Just trying to string together a couple of passes and put the ball into dangerous spaces. Pressure really being applied there from the University of Fort Hare. Brings it down and the drive is on now. Of course, an early start to this one. The 9 o'clock game will be followed by a couple of others. There's the 12 o'clock followed by the 3 o'clock. Of course, plenty of action here at the University of Johannesburg Soweto campus. For now, halfway through the first half, and the score stays 0-0 at the moment. Both these two sides trying to find a way to break the deadlock. Of course, plenty of ways to catch us. You can find us on SABC Plus as well as the Hollywoodbets Super League YouTube channel. As that one taken up. That's a lovely first touch. Called into action, but that one just bobbling around the 18 area. Polori doing really well to get onto the end of that one, make herself big. And of course, if you are watching on the YouTube channel, interact with us in the live chat. Lusapo Deepa saying, come on, Fort Hare. Plenty of University of Fort Hare support in the comments. Simpiwe saying, no draw, UFH will win. Well, there we go. Plenty of support for the university all the way from Alice. They managed to muster 4th position in last year's competition. Can they break into the top 3 and compete for the infamous title this year? Just trying to feed that one into a dangerous position. Foot race now to the ball and taking no chances to the University of Fort Hare. Throw in, taking that time by Mokoena. Finds Moletsane. Clearing her lines. Lovely chest trap. Just being put under pressure there from behind is Samson. Opportunity now, first touch. That's a lovely run in behind. It's in a good position. And a golden opportunity there for the first touch ladies. Would have wanted to put that one into the back of the net and apply the pressure on the top 4 side from last season. They're going to have a word of their own. Takes it on by herself. Has the shot. And Nomfundo Kulu can't quite keep that one down. She would have seen her name in lights. Just needed to drive that one towards the back of the net. But unfortunately, just getting underneath it. An end-to-end stuff here at the moment. We love to see it. Samson applying some serious pressure. Hopefully hasn't done too much damage to herself in the process. Bodies on the line here in the Hollywoodbets Super League. Big throw. Just trying to clear their lines here at the moment. It looks like Selepe here on this near side, playing in the right half position. Trying to get a big throw. Big throw. Meets it with the head. Lovely chest trap and brings it back down into a dangerous position. Looking for that through ball. Can't quite get it off. But another opportunity to go forward here for the University of Fort Hare. While a little bit of frustration with the forwards. They know that they're knocking on the door. And it's important to use this momentum. Indeed, to go forward. Well, questions in the comments. Are all games going to be played at UJ this season? No, not all games will be played at UJ. This is just the first round. Central fixtures for all of the teams. So every week will be a different fixture. Everyone will get an opportunity to host this festival over the weekend. So not all games will be hosted at UJ. Just round one. All 8 matches will be contested here at the University of Johannesburg, Soweto campus. Beautiful campus it is indeed. A beautiful turf as well. As the University of Fort Hare trying to put together a couple of passes together. Let's go, Fort Hare Mahle. Come on, Fort Hare. Plenty of support in the comments here for the University of Fort Hare as they get that one going forward. Madonsela, foot race to the ball. Can she keep it in? Unfortunately, isn't the case. Well, Lusapo Deepa saying, our goals need to be clinical up front. We can't waste such chances. Indeed, it's going to be so important to make sure that you take every chance possible. In a competition like this, you've got to make sure you take every chance possible, get every goal that's put on offer. You work so hard to get into those good positions. And it's important that you try and make them worth your while. Trying to find a little bit of space down the right-hand side now. It's been something they pride themselves. Plenty of pressure here from the University of Fort Hare. Committing numbers into the 18 area. The chance is on. It's a fumble and an opportunity to score. But the flag goes up on the far side. They thought that they had the chance to celebrate. Lovely follow-up play. But unfortunately, in an offside position, University of Fort Hare thought it was their time to get the celebrations that they would have been practicing in the off-season out. Well, unfortunately, here it looks like Bolori has just gone to ground after those heroics, putting her body on the line to keep her side in this game. And it looks like she might need some attention here. Of course, Khosamang on the bench, number 32, will be warming up. She'll be hoping she doesn't have to get involved in the action too early on. Well, this is a little bit worrying here at the moment. They'll be hoping that Polori manages to shake off this injury and get up. But for those of you wondering at home, the first round of matches between the 22nd and the 24th of May, hosted by the University of Johannesburg. The next round, we see ourselves playing in Pretoria, the 19th to the 21st of June at Tuks TUT and the Sundowns home stadium. Then the following week, we go all the way out to Limpopo. Polokwane will be our destination between the 26th of June to the 28th of June. KwaMhlanga is our host between the 3rd of July and the 5th of July. Then we go all the way to KZN Durban, the 10th of July to the 12th of July. Then we go to Alice, 22nd of August to the 23rd of August. 29th of August to the 30th of August sees 4 matches in Kimberley. Then, of course, UWC and Stellenbosch will be our hosts for September the 4th to the 6th. The 11th to the 13th, we are back in Gauteng. TUT, Ducks, and Lucas Morepi will be our hosts. The 18th to the 20th sees us back in Polokwane. Gqeberha between the 25th to the 27th. Bloemfontein, we go in October between the 16th to the 18th. Rustenburg and Potch between the 23rd and the 25th of October. Now opportunity, it looks like, back underway. The first touch ladies thought that they might have been able to get in behind there. Need to clear their lines, as breathing down heavily on them are the University of Fort Hare. Knocking it about, trying to find connections. Beautifully done here. Swings it into the box and called into action once again. A foul committed on the goalkeeper. She really is in the wars as Polori. And she's going to need some medical assistance here. 2 players down, one from the University of Fort Hare and, of course, goalkeeper Magabeni Polori, who we saw a long break for. She was really in the wars a little bit earlier. She finds herself back in the action again. And as we have another break in play, we'll carry on divulging here. Between the 31st of October to the 2nd of November, we find ourselves in KwaNyamazane, Mpumalanga. Between the 6th of November to the 8th, back in Johannesburg, Gauteng. And then the playoffs, the 21st to the 22nd of November, we find ourselves in KZN. So all around the country this year, as we showcase the finest of South Africa's footballing talent right here in the Hollywoodbets Super League. Of course, new format this year. We've got the Super Rise division as well as the Super Era division. 2 equal divisions that will go head-to-head over 14 matches for each side, followed by the playoffs in November, of course, as I mentioned, in KZN. Well, we get things back under the way. The medical staff have been busy in the first 35 minutes of this game. I'll tell you what, goalkeeper Magabeni Polori has really been in the action. It's going to take a lot to get off the field, and we might have to have the medical staff back onto the field. Has that one taken right to the face. It always hurts on a cool Sunday morning. The last thing you want is the Adidas blasted into your face. She'll shake it off though. Possibly just the shock of catching the ball to the face. Oh, finally we get some first touch support in the comments. Get behind your team. If you're watching this on the Hollywoodbets YouTube channel, Get into the chats, support your team, show love for your side, the University of Fort Hare up against the First Touch ladies. It is still 0-0 at the moment. The deadlock yet to be broken. If you just have a look at that for a touch. Foot race is on and the defense doing really well, but they're going to have to deal with the threat from wide here from the University of Fort Hare. Looking for some space, swings it into the box, dangerous area. And once again, Bolori called it to action, looking to maintain her first clean sheet of this campaign. She managed to get 4 of them in last year's campaign. She'll be looking to add to that tally as this season carries on. University of Fort Hare trying to drive forward once again. Collected at the back there by Sitleko. Both of these teams will be looking to break the deadlock. Opportunity now. Down the right-hand channel, lovely link up. Putting a couple of passes together, just not managing to get that go forward there. Madonsela getting to that one first on that occasion. Well, plenty of support in the comments. The Kgoshikgadi tsa Limpopo here at the University of Johannesburg. Plenty of support here in the comments for both of these two sides. Of course, who is going to manage to get the first goal in this encounter? We'll take a little bit of a break here. An injury in the middle of the park as the officials just looking after the safety of the players, making sure that it's a long season for these players. It's going to be important to make sure that they can get through all 14 rounds, all taking us all the way to the end of November. Of course, the season's starting a little bit later this year, but we are underway with round 1 of the Hollywoodbets Super League as University of Fort Hare get in behind. But a flag goes up on the far side. A high boot might have been the call. Seven minutes plus tax to be played in this first half. Neither of these sides have managed to find the back of the net. University of Fort Hare managed to score 45 goals in last year's campaign. First Touch ladies only managing 20. They'll be looking to build on that tally this year, of course. Jeanette Fisher, the number 3 for the First Touch ladies, scoring 5 of those 20 goals. Hasn't been in the action too much in this encounter. Of course, when she does get on to the end of it, she can be so dangerous. Sampson and Hendricks for the University of Fort Hare. 22 out of the 45 goals scored by the university last year. Upfield it goes. It's been a real midfield battle between the two sides. As called into action here is Moletsane. Rolls it out to Mokwena. In the middle of the park they go. Mokwena looking for Madonsela. Doesn't quite manage to find her, but under serious pressure are the defenders of First Touch ladies here at the moment. Opportunity now to drive forward. On the ball. Knocking it about. Lovely work from Madonsela. Back it goes, and lovely work to keep the ball in play, and First Touch really starting to play with a bit of flair. They want to use this momentum to get forward, but just unable to keep that one in the field of play. Tries to get it upfield there, in behind the defenders. Two players from the University of Fort Hare chasing on there. Good clearance that time round, just managing to clear their lines here. First touch, ladies, as Madonsela tries to put that one into the area. And we'll have ourselves a corner. Well, how will relegation work? The bottom two sides from each of these groups will go into relegation. So after this corner, I'll explain a little bit in terms of how the 2027 competition is going to work. Of course, it is going to be a little bit different, as that one swung just over the post, and we'll have ourselves a goal kick. A little bit of a waste of a corner on that occasion, but how will it work going into next season? The top four sides in each of the groups, the Super Era as well as the Super Rise, will go into the A division of next year's competition. Teams coming between 5th and 7th in each of the divisions will play in the second division of next year's competition. And the two sides that finish last in each of the divisions will be relegated in next year's competition. So really bringing a competitive element to the competition. Of course, the sides finishing top of the groups, Team 1 in Group A and Team 1 in Group B will play for the trophy, and teams 3 to 6 will play. Teams 2 and 3, rather, in each of the groups will play in the playoffs for position 3 to 6. So very complicated in year one of the competition, but next year it will look a lot better and a lot less complicated as we all try and grapple with the new format. Of course, the new format taking pressure off the travel needs for all of these sides, as well as the logistics of getting around the country over 30 different weekends. As that one played into a dangerous area. It's a lovely ball there. Renika Koza just unable to bring that one under control. And the first touch, ladies, seem to have a bit of a swagger in their step at the moment. They want to put it into the 18 area. It's in a dangerous position. Ball comes loose and the shot is on. And you can see what it means to the bench. They know what an opportunity that was. Just unable to keep it down and underneath the crossbar. But a good start here for the first touch, ladies. They've managed to defend with everything they've got. Goalkeeper Polori has really been in the wars here at the moment to keep her side on level terms here at the moment. Of course, first touch, ladies, came 14th in last season's competition, the University of Fort Hare managing to finish in the top 4. So the first touch ladies doing fantastically to stay in this game and really compete. This is what we like to see, competitive football all across. Competitive football all across the board here. All 16 teams. 2 teams will be relegated. So the bottom of the Hollywoodbets Super Era division, as well as the bottom team of the Hollywoodbets Rise Era, will be relegated. So just the 2 teams will be relegated. Of course, CAF or WAF Con still unconfirmed at the moment. The CAF standings to be confirmed as to how that will work going into next year's CAF competition.
There will be 3 minutes of added time.
3 minutes of added time here in the first half of this competition, still at a deadlock. As they try once again to drive forward here through their number 23, Selepe. Puts it on the chest and flag goes up on the far side. I'm not sure if the referee has seen it yet. Deciding to play on. Still in possession now, the University of Fort Hare, and there goes the whistle. Looks like Michelle Sampson had just come from an offside position to chest trap that ball. So automatic relegation for the two teams that come 8th within their division. Of course, this year's competition is split into 2 divisions of 8. The Super Era on one side, the Super Eyes on the other side. And the sides that come 8th in both of those divisions will automatically be relegated in next year's competition. As that one goes up, jostling for the ball. There's numbers forward here for the First Touch ladies. Deciding just to regroup and turning over position. As the University of Fort Hare now try and break the deadlock going into the halftime break. Just once again, execution that time round, just not coming into contention. Knocking it about now. Clearing their lines. They're still in possession though, are the University of the Fort Hare. They'll be really happy if they can get onto the scorecard. The First Touch ladies, I think, will be the happy of the two sides at the moment, as that's put into a really dangerous position. But unfortunately, Tulu just finds herself in an offside position. Knocking it about, Koza. Trying to apply some pressure down this near side. She's been busy as the number 17. Renika Koza. She's linked up well with Mosima Selepe, the right back for the First Touch ladies. Wow, both of these sides. The two coaches, Coach Kekana for the First Touch ladies and Coach Mafane for the University of Fort Hare, I'm sure will have a lot to say to their players as they look to break the deadlock in this competition. Of course, this representing the Hollywoodbets Super Era division of this competition. And that's all she wrote for the first 45 minutes. 0-0 is the score at the moment. Neither of these two sides able to break the deadlock. But don't go too far away, ladies and gentlemen. This game between the University of Fort Hare and the First Touch ladies will resume in a little bit as both of these sides look to get the upper hand on the other. Well, the Hollywoodbets Super League is the only place to be at the moment. This one brought to you right here at the University of Johannesburg Soweto campus. Of course, production brought to you by PlayStream Network, Play Analytics powered by AI Sport Africa, as SAFA has taken steps to fully professionalize the league and assist our Banyana coaches and ladies prepare for the upcoming tournaments. And prepare so well they have. This is fantastic to see the women's stage being semi-professionalized as we await the officiating team here to get us underway. 16 teams going toe-to-toe for the honors of the 2026 competition crown. Of course, defending champs Mamelodi Sundowns will still look the favorites, as the other 15 teams will look to knock them off their throne. It's a new format with new teams and plenty of new players. But for now, 0-0 stands the score between the First Touch ladies and the University of Hare, who get things right underway. If you've just joined us, 0-0 is still the score. There's confirmation of it, as the University of Hare playing from left to right on your screen, donning the all-blue kit, and the First Touch ladies and the all-white going from right to left on your screens. Here's an opportunity now as they look to drive forward. They want to get the ball into a dangerous position, but they'll have the corner. A really good start here. Coaches Simpiwe Mafana from the University from the University of Hare would have probably had a lot to say to his troops here to really get them going. They need to get some points. Of course, a side that managed to finish fourth in last year's competition, up against a side that finished 14th in last year's competition, as that one into the area. The shot is on, but doesn't quite manage to get the connection she would have wanted. And now First Touch ladies trying to launch their own attack, but unsuccessfully so. The referee just gets some control back over the game. There's plenty of ways you can watch us. You can watch us on the SABC Plus app, as well as website, and of course for most of you who will probably be watching on the Hollywoodbets Super League YouTube channel. If you're watching on the channel, interact with us in the live chat. Show your support for these ladies. They need every bit of love they can get right there in the chats. Plenty of Hare supporters in the comments, and plenty of First Touch ladies supporters in the comments. But show some love to the ladies here as they try and get their first goal of the competition. We are at game 6 of round 1. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, this competition will be taken all across the country, played across central fixtures. Everyone will have an opportunity to host this festival of football. So when it is your time to come to your city, make sure that you get down to the grounds and support the ladies. The party atmosphere is really going here at the University of Johannesburg Soweto campus. Well, comments from the chatters. The University of Hare, lovely touch, dinks it over the defense into a dangerous position and hits the side netting on that occasion. It's Michelle Sampson on the far side, a really lethal striker who tries to get onto the scoring. Brilliant work there from the University of Hare. And now all of a sudden, opportunity for First Touch ladies to get going. Offside flag goes up. That was a really lovely ball into a dangerous area. And just unable to bring it down, just unable to make it work that time round. Well, Christian saying, back from the dressing room, deadlock has to be broken. Indeed it does. Both of these sides will probably want to get onto the scoreboard early on in the second half. Doubt there will be many goals, but one will come in. Of course, we're hoping to see many goals in this encounter. Losapo saying, hopefully Fort Hare will come up with a plan and score. We first at 10 minutes. We need a win here. I'm sure they'll be listening. The ladies from Fort Hare, of course, managed to score 45 goals in last year's competition of 30 games. Aviu is saying, come on, Fort Hare. Plenty of support from Fort Hare. This first touch support needs to get a little bit louder there in the comments as University of Fort Hare looking to drive forward once again here. Ulu that time round, just trying to fight to get forward. Now they'll be looking through Setleko. Expecting the ball. Of course, the Adidas, proud ball sponsor of this year's competition. Into the box it goes. That's a lovely throw in. The flick on, not quite managing to get enough onto that one. Into the box, onto the chest. Does she have some space? Body on the line, second opportunity. Blasted into her own player. And now the first touch ladies trying to launch their own attack. A player down there for the University of Fort Hare, but they'll carry on the attack, the ladies here from Polokwane. And we'll have a look here. An injury down on the far side. Bodies on the line here at the moment. Well, of course, if you've just joined us, it is 0-0 at the moment. Deadlock to be broken. These two sides, first touch ladies drawing 8 of their 30 games last season. University of Fort Hare drawing 10 of their 30 games last season. #29 is indeed Kesha Hendricks. My apologies. Of course, Kesha Hendricks last season managing to score 10 goals in her 28. So a real weapon at the top of the line for the University of Fort Hare. And of course, she will be looking to add to her tally here in game number 1. Second top goal scorer for the University of Fort Hare last season. Of course, only beaten by Michelle Sampson, the number 19, who managed to bag herself 12 goals. The two of them sharing penalty duties, 1 penalty goal apiece for either Sampson and Hendricks last year. As now, University of Fort Hare once again attacking that 18-yard area, and it's a really committed tackle there from the first touch ladies. Tries to beat one, just comes off a hand there, and they'll have a free kick now in a really strong position. As Setleko decides to get off the ball this time round. Going to be important here to take your opportunities. Looks like 6 in the box here at the moment. Koza whips it in. Goes to the far post. Doesn't quite manage to get enough of a head onto that one. Amanda November needs to try and beat a defender and get it into a good position. And a goal kick awarded there from the referee. Unfortunately, November not quite managing to get that one off that time. Well, still at deadlocks here at the moment, early on in the second half. Two sides that will want to get their campaign off to a good start here. Of course, it's the Rise division of the Hollywoodbets Super League. This is a free kick in a really good position. 6 in the box. They'll be looking to get it onto a blue head here. Here we go. Can they swing it into a dangerous position? Decides to take the shot herself. And unfortunately doesn't quite get that one on target. Doesn't dip underneath the upright quickly enough. Well, the Hollywoodbets Super League, the superized division consisting of JVWFC, TUTFC, the University of Johannesburg, who are in action a little bit later, the University of Fort Hare, who are up against the First Touch ladies right now, as Imvelo Women's FC, as well as City Lads and Ramatloahle Ladies FC. Those are the 8 sides that will be going toe to toe over the next couple of months in the superized division of this Hollywoodbets Super League. In the other division, University of Pretoria, Copperbelts FC, TS Galaxy Queens, UWC, Mamelodi Sundowns Ladies, the Deep Kloof Ladies, Richmond United, as well as Stellenbosch FC. They will be going toe-to-toe over 14 games around the country over the next 6 or so months. And of course, the table toppers of each division will go through to fight for the honors of being crowned the queens of the Hollywoodbets Super League. The bottom sides of each of the divisions will face automatic relegation into the provincial league, and sides that finish between 2 and 3 in each of the leagues will go into a playoff for the honors of 3rd to 6th. New formats, new teams, and new players in the Hollywoodbets Super League of 2026, as the University of Fort Hare now looking to drive forward. Overlap down the right-hand side. It was an important foot in the way. There's a Sitleko. All the way back now for November. You can see the pressure being applied there from Hlongwana. Just rolling in front and a little bit too much on that one from Moletsana. Tell you what, the First Touch ladies will be the happier of the two sides here at the moment. They finished 14th last season, going up against a side that managed to finish in the top 4. So a really good competitive game here at the moment. The ladies in white will look to keep this gap as low as possible and possibly catch the University of Free State off guard, of Fort Hare off guard rather. As Hlongwane showing a little bit of skill on the top of that one. A free kick awarded to the First Touch ladies. A little bit overly robust, says the referee. Sitlako gets away that time round without a caution. Well, a couple of comments coming from the YouTube chat. University of Fort Hare lacks the creativity in the middle of the park. Early changes can help. Well, I'll tell you what. I think the coach has heard you, because a couple of changes being lined up on the sideline here, as you can see just off screen. Looks like Chabana is getting ready to make her way onto the park. Inam saying, we need this goal, University of Fort Hare, the Baby Wolves, as they are known. Lovely turn back into the middle of the park, trying to distribute the ball. They had numbers out on that right-hand side, but it's well intercepted once again here from the University of Fort Hare. Good touch there from Shabangu. Trying to thread it in behind. And it's well swept up at the back there from Polori, who was really in the wars earlier on in this game. Polori, 4 clean sheets in last year's competition. She found herself struggling with injury twice already in the early parts of this game, but seems to have run it off quite nicely. The medical teams have really been busy in this game so far. And Polori has done so well to keep her side in this game. Keep the score at level pegging at the moment as Amanda November. She'll be looking to maintain a clean sheet alongside her defensive line as well as goalkeeper Moletsane. Driving forward now, it's Hendricks. Hendricks, of course, has represented Banyana on the highest stage, so definitely a real talent who will want to get a lot more of the ball. In behind, just trying to sneak it past the defense. There's a couple of holes in the defense of the University of Fort Hare, but they do well. Sitleko gets it out to November. Moletsane gets it upfield. It's a big boot there from Moletsane. Unable to find a blue shirt, unfortunately. Driving forward now. This is a good opportunity inside the 18 area. And once again, Polori doing so well to keep her side in the game. There's some real pace and power there from the front three of the University of Fort Hare and Samson Hendricks as well as Kulu. But unfortunately unable to get on the scoreboard so far. That front three has managed to muster 22 goals in last year's competition as this one gets driven out to the far post. Still in possession. They need to have a think here. Going to take on the 1v1. Beautiful defense there from the first touch ladies. But they're going to have to deal with another attack. Swung in to the far post. Plenty of blue shirts inside the box. Has the shot. But is dealt with there from Polori once again. Who's seeming unbeatable here at the moment. November. Moletsane. All the way back to November. Really patient here at the moment. As Hendricks once again looks to fight for the ball. Well, here we go. They called for it in the comment section here on YouTube, and the coach has answered to it. It's about that time, of course, 62 minutes into the game, and we'll get confirmation from the stadium announcer of the substitutions.
Incoming substitutions, University of Fort Hare, FC, number 26, Mlocha, in. Number 5, Tulu, out. Number 10, Chalana, in. Number 8, Makete, out. First touch, ladies FC. Substitutions, number 14, Tebe, in. Number 11, Duiker, out.
Well, a couple of changes being made by both of these two sides. I'll confirm in just a bit as we see the defensive efforts there from the first touch ladies. And it's Ritumeti Chabana, the number 10 from the University of Fort Hare, that will make her way into the game, as well as number 26, Ntabiseng Mlochwa, who will join the party. Coming off Nomfundo Kulu, the number 5. Into the box it goes. And an important touch there from the goalkeeper just to steer it away from ahead. And number 8, Cynthia Makate, will make her way off the park, as well as University of Fort Hare once again driving forward. It's loose inside the box. So important here is Shabangu. Threads it forward. Plenty of spaces just outside the box. The first touch ladies won't want to see that. As they try and wrap it out from underneath their feet. "25 minutes to be played in this game. Still plenty of time for either of these two sides to try and grab a goal back, as that one into the middle of play, nicely done. Looks to go backward. Have a look at the foot. Beautiful skills. As that one spread out nicely to the left-hand channel. 3 in the box. Puts it into a dangerous zone, but unfortunately nobody home. And a lot of the momentum now moving with the University of Fort Hare, as Sitleko takes the throw in, and unfortunately just losing out once again there on possession. Just trying to put together a couple of passes. They've found space outside the box. As first touch ladies clear their lines. University of Fort Hare, 25 minutes left in this game, and I'm sure Coach Simpiwe Mafane will be looking for every opportunity to get a goal. And offsides the call from the assistant referee on this near side. Thought the break was on there, but unfortunately wasn't to be. Well, a couple of national representatives playing in this game here at the moment. Of course, Michelle Sampson, she got a call up versus Zambia on the 3rd of June, as well as Renika Koza, the 26-year-old, who got her call up also in the same game on the 3rd of June. So plenty of experience up front for both number 17, Renika Koza, 26 years of age, as well as Michelle Sampson, 22 years of age. So lots of talent. And of course, not to forget about Keisha Hendricks. So plenty of talent amongst us in this game, and those national players will be looking to make their mark, of course, on this game and show their class. Oh, interestingly enough, here, have a look at this. Moletsane on the free kick. Is she going to have a strike? Moletsane has a strike! Oh, wow. That could have been the game changer from the goalkeeper. That celebration would have been absolutely wild. Beautiful strike, and an even better save from Polori. Goalkeeper versus goalkeeper. Massive tackle, gets plenty of ball. The referee happy with it. Well, Keisha Hendricks, also 20 years of age. So plenty of young talent. Competed for the senior ladies national team at the 2024 SAFA Women's Championship. Made her debut against Namibia on the 22nd of October 2024. Only 18 years of age. She scored a hat-trick against the Seychelles in an 8-1 win to help them atop Group A. So plenty of young talent, and that's exactly what the Hollywoodbets Super League brings to the table, nurtures the talent of tomorrow today. And make sure that Desiree Ellis and her coaching staff have plenty of options to choose from and plenty of quality to choose from when it comes to competition time. Of course, we do have WAFCON a little bit later on in the year. It was, of course, postponed from earlier on this year. It was supposed to be hosted in Morocco. There is a WAFCON break scheduled in the fixtures. So Desiree Ellis will be watching really closely as 16 of the best teams in the country go toe-to-toe for the honors of being crowned the champions of the Hollywoodbets Super League. And of course, for national honors. Well, the super subs about to make their way onto the park. We'll get confirmation once again from the stadium announcer, but some fresh legs to be brought on. It's still 0-0 in this game, 70 minutes played. A deadlock needs to be broken here. University of Fort Hare in possession at the moment. November decides to go back to Moletsane, who we've just learned is a real free kick taker. Nearly broke the deadlock. Have a look at that. From Hendricks. Puts it onto the chest and brings it under control. Deciding to go backwards, November. Finds Moletsane. Moletsane, 13 clean sheets in last year's competition. Second most clean sheets in the competition. Trying to drive the ball forward once again. And possession given to the University of Fort Hare. Forward it goes. Needs to break the deadlock here. What do they have in their arsenal? 19 minutes plus tax. Plenty of space down this right-hand side. Can they use it? November. Driving, she puts her head up. She sees a couple of runs being made, pointing out the space in behind. This is a tasty ball. But unfortunately, just not able to find anyone. And Bolori, who's done really well to keep her side in this game so far. Really been in the trenches. Went down with an injury twice in the first half, but seems to have run it off quite nicely. Into the park, lovely chest pass, and a little bit dangerous there, and no love lost between the two players. Of course, good sportsmanship. Trying to make sure that she doesn't find herself in the referee's bad books. This one swung into the far post. Brought under control nicely and just looking for a little bit of space, but unfortunately doesn't quite manage to find it. Hendricks applying pressure once again. Lovely touch. Brings it under control, but unfortunately loses out on possession. Looking for the 1-2 and just doesn't quite have enough power, but they'll keep possession on this near right-hand side. Brings it under control and really hard tackle there, overly robust. She'll do well to stay out of the books, and I don't think she will. And there we go. First yellow card of the game brandished to the first touch ladies. It's a tackle that almost stopped the momentum from going forward. Intentional foul will be the reconciliation from the officials. And it gives Khoza an opportunity now to wing this one into a dangerous zone. 5 players in the 18 area. Important. Execution here is going to be important. Khoza with the free kick. There goes the whistle. Khoza whips it in. Doesn't quite have the power to get onto a boot. Manages to find a boot, but well dealt with there from Polori, who once again looks like her main intention in this game is to maintain that clean sheet. She knows it, and she's doing everything possible to make sure that that happens. She'll be more than happy to take a point from this game. Of course, they'll be looking for all 3. As Sitleko goes forward. This is a juicy ball. Beautiful touch. Doesn't quite manage to bring it into the path of another blue shirt. Doesn't look too comfy on that right-hand side. I'm sure the medical staff will be rushing out there in a little bit. Knocking the ball around nicely at the moment of the University of Fort Hare. They'll want to try and knock it into the back of the net, but haven't quite had those opportunities. Well, a foul throw adjudicated. You don't see that too often. And the University of Fort Hare won't be particularly happy about that. That's an opportunity in the attacking third that they would have wanted to use. And they've ended up turning possession around. Well, as a player goes down, let's see what we have here in the comments. Aviwe saying, Lieza, it's coming. A goal for either of these two sides is what they're going to want, what the supporters are going to want. Mzwandile saying, today 3 points for Eastern Cape, for Cape Fort Hare. Mazibuye inkomo zethu. So plenty of support here for the University of Fort Hare. Diski Magic saying, I'm happy with the new structure. It reduces costs for the teams. And indeed it does, and really helps us to get the best out of all 16 teams. Of course, the new structure helps us centralize all of the logistics for all 16 teams so that the teams can just focus on playing the best possible football that they can put out there. Gives them every opportunity to play some good football and make the national side as we try and professionalize the ladies' game fully in South Africa. We're nearly there through the help of sponsors like Hollywoodbets. As Moletsani maybe a little bit too cool under that one. Just letting it bobble up into the air. Christian saying, put pressure in the box and will even achieve a penalty, of course. They'll be looking for penalties. Michelle Sampson managed to score a penalty in last year's campaign. Keisha Hendricks as well sharing those duties. 1 penalty apiece for those two strikers. And Christian also saying, shout out to the commentator. Good job, mate. We do try our best to make sure that we bring you all the action, tell the story as best as we can, as first touch ladies looking to get ahead of the defense. It was a really good move there. Unfortunately, the execution just wasn't on. And now the University of Fort Hare trying to get in behind. I'm not 100% sure if she was onside there. Won't matter too much as first touch. Lovely touch, and now 2v1 versus the last defender. An execution just letting the first touch ladies down on that occasion. And offside is the call from the assistant referee on this new side, on this near side rather. And we'll have a double change here for
Incoming
first touch.
substitutions, University of Fort Hare FC. Number 15, Bengu, in. Number 25, Shabang, out. Number 6, Makaza, in. Number 19, Samson, out.
Well, Michelle Sampson makes her way off the park. So does Qiniso Bengu, the number 25. On comes Nomvuyo Bengu, the number 15. 3 substitutes used by the University of Fort Hare, so bringing on the fresh legs as first touch ladies. Just trying to force the matter from the right-hand side there. Christian saying fresh legs needed, tempo of the game still not high. Well, there's some fresh legs that have been brought on there from the University of Fort Hare. Of course, plenty of substitutes still available for the first touch ladies as well as the University of Fort Hare. And I'm sure coaches Simpiwe Mafane as well as Coach Kekana from the first touch ladies will be looking to use that bench as efficiently as possible. Last quarter of the game, indeed. Last 10 minutes of the game here. Can either of these sides try and salvage a victory? Lovely move there, managing to beat a defender, but not quite managing to beat Madonsela on that far side. Naledi Mloto saying Fort needs to score at least 1 goal. The side that gets the next goal will definitely have the momentum going forward here, as Hendricks trying to skip past a couple of defenders. They have numbers forward, do the blue shirts. Lovely healer into a dangerous position, but goalkeeper up to the task once again. And Polori absolutely fighting for her life to make sure that she gets this clean sheet, keeps her side in the game for as long as possible, and hopefully turns this defense into a counter attack and possibly a goal to claim the 3 points. Azola, we can't be stressed by exams. Then Nahani Nihenza, the same thing. Baby Wolves, yeah. Come on, the Baby Wolves, say some of the supporters in the comments. But the first touch ladies here are really making a party of it. They're staying in this game for as long as possible, trying to convert defense into attack here. Still anybody's game here at the moment. 8 minutes plus a little bit of tax. Christian saying, ha, remove the exam pressure. Not a bad way to spend your time, of course, in your study break, watching the ladies from your university take on some of the best footballers in South Africa. Of course, plenty of universities. We've got the University of Johannesburg, the Tshwane University of Technology, the University of Pretoria, the University of the Fort Hare, and the University of the Western Cape, all competing in this year's competition. So really good to see. Last year we had UCT involved as well. So good to see our universities really taking a stance and making sure that women's football is well injected from a youth point of view. As we see Moletsane. We saw Moletsane taking a free kick a little bit earlier that was dipping underneath that left hand upright. And Moletsane might fancy herself as a midfielder the way she's distributing ball at the moment. Could find herself with a goal or maybe even an assist if she carries on like this, the goalkeeper. Not only good in defense, good on the go forward. She's good with the ball at her feet as well. 13 clean sheets last year, second on the list, only second to Dineo Magagula from TS Galaxy Queens. As Hendricks Gets the ball forwards, manages to find Setleko on that occasion. Good turn. Sanoa that time round. And now there's an opportunity through Hlongwane. Beautiful ball, but well defended. The defense of the University of Fort Hare has been really good. The side that hails all the way from Alice in the Eastern Cape. Here we go, Hendricks driving forward. Can she find an opportunity on the far post? And once again, it's Polori who gets the big right hand onto the ball on that time. It was a dangerous ball from Kesha Hendricks, who now finds herself playing on that right wing. Lovely ball into the danger zone, and once again, Magabeni Polori manages to get a big right hand onto that one. It's end-to-end stuff here at the moment. Definitely not one-sided as Setleko combines nicely there, and they manage to force themselves a throw-in. Beautiful campus is the University of Johannesburg. Soweto campus, this one is, of course. Crunching tackle, and this might be a call. No, it isn't. A goal kick awarded here from the officiating team as we enter the last 5 minutes of this game. Zukisani saying, come on, University of Fort Hare. Christian saying, a goal is needed. Super subs, I hope. Nontle saying, Bella number 6 is needed now. And then once again, Christian saying, attack, attack, attack is what both of these sides are going to need. Of course, it's going to be important to maintain a clean sheet as opportunity now. No-nonsense clearance comes from the University of Fort Hare, who were put under pressure on that occasion. They've had a lot of the ball, but the first touch ladies have shown that given the opportunity, they can be a real threat inside that final third. And now, can they have the last say in this game? Boitumelo Sanoa will be the one to take the throw-in. You can see Kesha Hendricks trying to get involved with defensive duties, but her coach wants her nice and high. Into the box, communications good, and Moletsane. Massive boot, gets us going forward. That's why the coach wanted Kesha Hendricks high. Last 3 minutes. Who's going to salvage a win here? Or will it be a share of the spoils between the two sides? Opportunity now for the side, all hailing all the way from Alice.
Incoming substitution, first touch FC ladies. Number 18, Kovo, in. Number 17, Mube, out.
Well, there you have it. Nonhlanhla Ncube makes her way off the park, the number 17, and Molatelo Koba comes onto the park for the last 2.5 minutes of this game, trying to make a difference here. Coach Gekana possibly looking to seal off the draw here and secure the first points of the campaign. Of course, First Touch ladies managing to get 23 points in last year's competition across their 30 games. 8 draws, 5 victories, and 17 losses. Every point matters when it comes to the Hollywoodbets Super League. Lovely touch. And here's the opportunity. 2v1 now. Takes the shot on. And just goes to the outside of the post. Was the better option to get it across to Kesha Hendricks, who was making a run into a really good position. Well, I guess we'll never know. That was a really good opportunity on the counter-attack. Decision-making so important in the modern game. And is that the chance that the University of Fort Hare are going to live to regret? It was 2v1. Kesha Hendricks making her way into a really dangerous position. And the referee knows exactly what Polori is trying to do here. Trying to slow the game down. Of course, the referee will add it on to the added on time. It's 1 minute of standard time to go before we go into stoppage time. Not too many injuries that I remember here in the second half. So it will be interesting to see what the fourth official has to say in terms of added on time. In the meantime, University of Fort Hare fighting for the ball. I think the call was advantage there from the referee, and Hendricks in behind. Unfortunately, just not able to use her power to get either side of the defender. Of course, Hendricks, 20 years of age. Still plenty of football in her. Has represented the national side already. And I'm sure we'll be looking to get many more call-ups as her career goes from strength to strength. There it is. 2 minutes of additional time added on here by the fourth official. And it's time to attack, attack, attack. You can see there a little bit of frustration there from Amanda November. She wants to get this game going. But of course, Katlego Hlongwane knows exactly what she's doing, trying to slow it down as much as possible. Now, we saw Kibotseng Moletsane. She's been distributing really well. What can she do? Doesn't quite have the distance, but it's a lovely flick on. Trying to bring it under control. What do we have here? Little bit of a hustle inside the box. And a free kick awarded to the first touch ladies. You can see the University of Fort Hare trying their best to go forward ball, get it into a dangerous position. And bring Magebane Polori into effect. She's been really good as the goalkeeper from the first touch ladies. She's kept her side in the game. She's put her body on the line as many times as possible. Hendricks puts it down. Tries to find the pass. Can't quite.
2 minutes were added.
Lovely skill. And just deciding to go for safety on that occasion. 2 balls in the park. They'll need to get rid of the one. As Hendricks on the throw-in. Committing numbers up. Hendricks shows her skill. Doesn't quite manage to beat the defender, but still in possession. November. Going backwards all the way to Moletsane. Moletsane drives forward. Lovely ball out wide. Can they get it into the 18 area? Gets the deflection off, and it looks like a corner kick has been awarded here by the referee. Mlungisi is saying, wasted chance, should have passed to Hendricks. Ball into the box, a little bit out to no man's land there, but still in possession of the University of Fort Hare. November. Back to Moletsane. And ladies and gentlemen, that will be all she wrote here in game number 6 of the first round of fixtures here at the Hollywoodbets Super League. It's been an absolute pleasure. University of Fort Hare, unfortunately, not managing to get a point, but neither did the first touch ladies. Both of these sides not managing to find the back of the net in the first encounter of the game. It's been an absolute pleasure. Don't go too far away. Still plenty of action to come. We've got a 12 o'clock as well as a 3 o'clock. University of Johannesburg as well as Mamelodi Sundowns will be involved in those encounters. It's been an absolute pleasure all the way from Alice to Polokwane. It's been the Hollywoodbets Super League. Over and out.
Make some noise for player of the match. Number 16, goalkeeper, the captain from FC Touch, First Touch Ladies FC. Makabane Polo.